What is up, everyone? Welcome to Body Code Games. My name is Cody, and today we're back in RPG Developer Bakin. This tutorial is going to be a request I got in my comment sections on one of my videos. They are wondering, how do you control multiple NPCs during a cutscene? So, I already have I made a cutscene already just because I know it takes way too long to do it from scratch. Talking hours, so I figured I'll do, already make one and just kind of run everyone through it. So let's hop into it. We're going to learn how to control multiple NPCs during a cutscene. Also, if you're here at this tutorial, I recommend you watch my other cutscene tutorials and my event switch tutorial because it's going to make this video easier to understand because I'm not going to kind of go back of what I've already did tutorial wise. So if you're wondering certain spots, like he didn't explain this. If I didn't explain in this one, I probably explained in the other one, and I'm hoping that you watched the other tutorial cutscenes prior to you hopping into this one. So I believe I have two cutscene tutorials prior to this and the event switch tutorial as well. So watch those before you move on to this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to control multiple NPCs during a cutscene. So today we're only going to have them move around and talk. So everyone will have a speech bubble above their head. So let's watch the cutscene that I've already made. And this is what you're going to pretty much know how to do. As you can see, the three NPCs, the knights, moved simultaneously, all together, all at once. As you see, the first knight, the knight with the black and shining armor, he's got a speech bubble over his head. Then the next one, it says stop. Then the next one, do not move. And the way this camera angle is, the do not move is for the character in the back. But if I was to change it, it would be directly above his head. But I think I could actually go in and make it directly above his head. But in case you're wondering, it's the third character. It's just the way the camera angle, I've set it up so it's easier for me to explain. Alright, so we saw them. They're all talking. They all moved together. Now, this is just my characters moving as well. I've explained how to do that. It's pretty simple for them to move. It's all in the event. So everyone's talking. Everyone's got a speech bubble above their head. Now Freya does. So I'm going to show y'all how to do this. And if you paid attention just now, maybe rewind it. But all three of the knights drew their weapons at the same time. And we'll teach you how to do that as well. So it's all together. And this is what you're going to learn to do something like this. So if I'm moving too fast, just pause and use your eyes when you look at my event sheet. You can always just pause it, copy, and paste it in, or not paste, but you can copy word for word dialogue or event box for event box in your own game to understand it. So if I'm moving too fast, you can pause it and just see exactly what I clicked or exactly where the event, you can copy it word for word. So to start, you obviously want to have your NPCs. I chose 3 of them. You can do 10, 20, 30. It does not matter, but we're doing 3. So for the main thing, I use the black and knight armor as the main event. So I create an event for him, and you're going to see it when I pull it up. So since he's the main one, so if you see the top one, I put automatically start only once. So it doesn't matter. When you move into a map, this event is going to play no matter what. Keep that in mind. So this is your main one you want to remember. Automatically start only once. So what I did, you can just see the camera playback. That's just to change my camera angle to the cutscene to the angle I wanted. I've explained this in another video as well. And remember, we seen all 3 of the knights walk at the same time. And that's what I did. Make event walk. Walk 2.5 grids down. And like I said, if you don't understand where to find the make event walk, I've explained this in more detail in other videos. The only way I'm going to show you how to do it is if I have not explained this in prior videos. So hopefully you're understanding. I've done change player movement speed, make the player walk. Now here is where the good one is. Okay, so display message is where all 3 of them spoke. You remember that? You had a speech bubble above their head. So to get that, you're going to click the plus sign. In categories and conversations, you click conversation, go to your left over here, and click display message. And when that comes up, you have the window display position right here. You got top, center, bottom, and speech bubble. We want the speech bubble. So, Cody, how do I get the speech bubble above the other NPC's head? So, what you want to do, you want to remember the name of the NPC that you threw down the event. That way you can find it here. So when you go over here where it says event night 1_3, you click this scroll bar and it's going to have everything that's in that map, event wise only. Keep that in mind. We're going to go through this again with the other NPCs. You're going to want to create your other NPCs as an event. If you do not do that, they're not going to pop up in this section. So maybe I should have done that prior, but remember this. Remember what I said, and you can always pause and watch what I'm doing and do it yourself in your own game. All right, so for the events, we're going to get out of that because we've already made it, but that's how you do above it. Okay, this is one I already done, night 1_3. And as you can see, you got the player. I can make the speech bubble pop up above the player, above this event. Now, you can have, I'm pretty sure, up to 8 cast in your party. If you got 8 people, you click what party member you want to be want to have the speech bubble above their heads. As you see, that's how I did it with my players. 2nd cast in the party, 3rd cast in the party. Remember, all 3 of them were speaking, and this is how you do it. So remember that. This goes for the same thing as your NPCs when they are an event only. And what the hell was that behind me? Did y'all hear that? That was weird. I'm going to rewatch this and hopefully I don't have ghosts or something. Okay, so yeah. This is how you put the speech bubble above the head. So let's take it back. Yes. Let's take it back. And remember, I told you how to create an event with your other NPCs. So let's just say you lay down your other NPCs. Remember, the Black Knight is the main event. So for your other NPCs, you want to double click them, make sure they're an event, which I just did. And for the event start section right here, you want to hit automatically start only once in parallel. And what I did for here is I make event walk. I made him walk down 3 grids. You remember all 3 of the knights were walking at the same time? This is where it comes to play. So this will automatically start with the other events, with our main Black Knight event. And I did the same thing over here with our other knight. Automatically start only once in parallel. Make event walk. So as you can see, it's pretty short and sweet here. And you're wondering, like, what about them talking? See, that's a good thing about RPG developer Bakin. I don't have to go in this dialogue box here and make it to where they're speaking on a speech bubble. Could you imagine how tedious that would be if you had to create an event for each NPC for them to speak, to have that speech bubble above? That would be horrible. And that is the good thing about knowing RPG developer Bakin, because you can do it all on your main event. As you can see, look how long all this is, and it's because I didn't have to split this up between other events. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we learned that. Let's watch the event again, or cutscene again, and we'll play it till where I taught y'all at. They're walking together. Remember? Halt. They're speaking. The last thing I'm going to teach you is how to change the motion to the characters. Remember, they all drew their swords at the same time. We're going to kind of play it around. Like I said, after I get here, I'll scroll down through my main event section. That way, in case you need to pause and copy whatever in my cutscene, that way you understand it more, I'll do that. I'll go slowly. So everything you see is in that main event section with the Black Knight. Everything you're seeing. Okay, now after I click the spacebar, after his dialogue ends, watch all three of the knights, how they change their motion to where they draw their weapons. And that's the last thing I'm going to teach you in this tutorial. Ready? Make sure you watch. Set and go. Bam. Ain't that cool? We will not surrender to someone like you. And then I made it to where, they battle them, which I taught that in another tutorial. Okay. So how did I get them to change their motion? We'll start with the main event. And let's go down here. This is just dialogue. Oh yeah, I told you I'd go slow. But go a little slower for y'all. You can just pause it in case you want to see step-by-step movements and what I did. This is just dialogue. Okay, now, what I did to change my knight's motion, now, depend what characters you're using. RPG developer comes with some characters too, and they have the same kind of motions: attack, magic, hide, arrow, that kind of thing. Idle, weapon idle. So every character sprite depends where you get it. If you created them yourself, then this should be super simple. But if you got this from itch.io or another source, or you bought it from someone, they made you sprites for your characters. And just say they made you a character that had weapons drawn. We'll go through that in another tutorial. But to change your motion to your character, you want to click the plus sign. You're going to want to go down to events. You're going to scroll down and click change event motion. We're going to click that. Motion name, you're going to click browse. So automatically this should be, let's see. This should be in your resource already if you did it the correct way. But if you have your characters in here already, then you should be good to go. I want to see if I can find the one that RPG developer Bakin comes with. I can't remember where they're at. Walk. Where's the main people? Soldier. Damage. Because I don't use the ones they come with. But if you're using them, here's the hero cast. Let's see if they have it. Okay, perfect. So just imagine you're using the base character this game comes with. If you look in the motions here, you can change the motion of the character. This one's walk. You click it, he's waiting. That's what my characters are currently doing now. No movement, they're just waiting. You got run. Maybe we go through another tutorial and I'll kind of show you the motions of all the characters. It's pretty cool. They have wait too. So what changed is he's a different stance, which looks like he's ready to fight. Item, skill, wait. skill, attack. So let's see if they have a they don't have an idol here, but it can be the same thing. It's pretty much them drawing their swords would be attack B03. So that's what you would click, but since we didn't use this character, I'll kind of show you on mine too. But just remember, if you're using the base assets for the game that it comes with, this is all right here. It's the same thing. This is draw your weapon. That's what they'll do and replace them on knights and if you use different character assets. So we're going to get out of this. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to bring up mine. That way you can kind of see. So idle. Where is it? You have two-handed idle. That's it. That's all you're seeing. So how did I get the other events to do it at the same time? This is where it gets a little trickier with the events, but if you watch my other video, this will be super simple. So next, I clicked plus sign, I clicked event, switches, and you click event switch on. And when you click, you have to create another switch event, which I've gone through this in another video. But we're going to go through our original knights, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so if you come over here for our original knights, both of them are the same thing, so I'm only going to go through one of them. You're going to want to click a plus sign to your sheet list right over here. Click this plus sign. You'll come up with number 2 event sheet. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to create another sheet condition and make it a event switch. And when you click that, this will come up. Event switch right here is on. So if you watch my switches video prior to this, you're going to know where I'm coming from. So you want to create your own. You click this, select variable box. You want to click add. And remember to name this only for this event. You'll never use this again. And I named this Ice Cave Arm 2. And that way it's easier for me to remember because it's the second night where he's armed. And so what I did here, to change the motion, you come down to graphic settings. It's the same thing that we went through, but it was with the event. This one's super easy. It's right here. It's graphic settings, and you click motion. And remember, for mine, it's two-handed idle. And you can just scroll down and find them. This is still the same thing that with the original Bakin character list. So, and that's it. You click two-hand idle, and it'll switch from the regular weight motion into the two-handed idle motion. And I did the same thing for the other night. It's all the same thing, but the only thing that's different with this is I named the add sheet condition event switch something different. This was the same one, Ice Cave Arm 2, and whatever, Ice Cave Armed 1 or 3, whatever. Just make sure you separate the names. These actually might be the same. Yep. Okay. So now we click our main event. Hopefully y'all are understanding this. So what I did is event switch on and off. And since I'm only using this event, I believe okay. You click the plus sign, remember? Go to switches, event switch on. When you click that, this box will come up. Do you remember what you named your event switch? And that's what we're going to do. You're going to scroll down and Ice Cave Arm 2 for me. You want to turn that on. And then for the next box, the same thing. Remember I named it Ice Cave Armed 1. But this one's Ica. I misspelled it. But when you do that, what happens when you turn these on, it moves from event sheet 1 all the way to event sheet 2. And that is pretty much how you do it. I mean, you can do so much with these event switches. The event switches is really what makes your game in this, because if you know how to utilize the event switches, there's so much you can do in this game. Like for instance, when I made that icicle fall from the ceiling, it's all with event switches, and just put your mind to it of what you can do and what you want to do. As you can see, you can have this with 10 of them and do the same thing. They can all be marching at the same time. So imagine if you had a area open field and you have 20, 30 soldiers, and you want them all to be marching at the same time toward you during the cutscene. You would do the same thing that I did, and they would all be marching. I can add multiple knights and have them all walk toward my character. So just, pause and re-look at my events, and that way you get a better understanding of how I did all this. It's super simple, and I hope I made this easy for everyone. If you have any more questions, any requests, and if I know how to do them, I'll try my best. So yeah, guys, hopefully this helped. Yeah. And again, thank you for watching, and till the next one, I'll probably do a devlog here tonight, maybe tomorrow, but I'll have this out today. So thank you for watching, and if you do wishlist my video game, everything's created in this game engine. So thank you for watching.